Everybody, it's Nicole and it is Wednesday, and today, like I promised, is going to be self-care day. So it's a self-care Sunday on a Wednesday. And as you guys have kind of seen, I haven't been really doing all that well because I haven't been taking very good care of myself. I've been overdoing things. And mental health wise, I haven't been in a very good space. So kind of wanted to talk about that, and as you know, I'm pretty fairly honest about certain things about my life, and I've dealt with a lot of trauma in my life, and I'm going to let you know right now, number one, there's probably might be a little bit of crying, so if that makes you uncomfortable, I am totally fine if you don't want to watch. Number two, if you do want to watch and you want to possibly learn a little bit about me and my history, I would appreciate it if you watch from beginning to end. And the other thing is that if you hear a bunch of noise in the background, one, it's really nice outside, and I love always having the curtains open, the doors and windows open to let the fresh air in and run through the whole house. So that's right now what it is, because I just finished cooking dinner in my Instant Pot. I made beef stew, and so it's cooking right now, and then hopefully I'll be done with this by then, and then me and my kids will be able to eat. So I hope that you will watch from beginning to end. And then the other thing is for those of you who have sent some really wonderful messages to me, I really appreciate that. It means a lot. I really didn't know that I was missed all that much on Sunday, that self-care Sundays really meant that much to you guys. So I tend to have what you would call imposter syndrome. I never think of myself as like this great and wonderful person or whatever. And then the other thing is, if you stick around to the end, I have something very special that I am going to announce. But you have to stay to the end to find out what it is. So that's your choice on what you'd like to do. I don't want to, if anything, as far as what we're going to be discussing, because it's going to be about my mental health, my physical health, that any of that kind of stuff is triggering for you, please do not feel obligated to stay, because I don't want anybody to be re-traumatized because of that.
Imagine there was a glitch to get.
For those of you who have come back time and time again to watch me talk about me and yarn and everything, I greatly appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. And those of you who are lurking, here it's a really good time to subscribe, because that special thing at the end, you gotta be a subscriber. So if you want to subscribe, now would be the time to subscribe. So and then a like always helps, because it helps with my account with the YouTube algorithm, so that I can gain more followers. I know people are like, be patient, and somebody will notice me and all of that stuff, and I'm horrible at being patient. I can be patient with people. I'll be patient with everybody any time of the day. As far as things like objects, forget it. If there's something that I want it now. like yarn or like crochet hooks or books or things like that. I want it like right now. I don't want to have to wait a year or 6 months or 2 weeks or whatever. I want it right now. So yeah, there's that. So what I wanted to talk about today about self-care is kind of about who I am as a person. I am I guess you could call me a worrier. I worry about everything. I mean, the smallest things. And that's a part of anxiety. Like, did I say the right thing? Did I say the wrong thing? Did I hurt somebody's feelings? And then the other thing is and that also causes panic attacks, which is usually anxiety and panic attacks tend to go hand in hand, and is a lot of irrational thinking when it comes to those things. A lot of the stuff that goes through my brain, it doesn't make any sense at all. So like sometimes I think to myself, why am I doing this? Why am I on here? Why do people want to watch me? Why are people listening to me? Why do people find me interesting? Because to me, in my eyes, when I look at myself, I think I'm like the most boringest person on the planet. I don't think I'm a good mom sometimes. Don't think I'm a good wife. Stuff like that. It's irrational thinking. And I'm working on it. And that's part of the reason why I'm going through therapy. And the towel on the head, we're going to get to that, okay? I'm going to reveal that here in just a couple minutes. So be patient with me. That doesn't have anything to do with what I have at the end of the video. So I have been in a perpetual state of anxiety and panic attacks for the last, I would say really bad, like on a scale of 1 to 10, really bad panic attack for the last couple of days. I want to say since Saturday, late Saturday. So from Saturday until current, I have been in a constant state of high, massive anxiety and panic attack. And I'm saying high, constant state of panic and anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10. I want to say probably about an 8 or a 9. And yes, I do have medication for it, but it only does so much. Medication can only do so many things. And I microdose medical marijuana, and some of you may not agree with that, but it's something that does help for some it doesn't. But I don't do it often, just because if I do, I can lose, because of the insurance that I have. If I get tested, so I haven't been doing any of that for the last several months, because I can have a urinalysis done, and if they find THC in my urinalysis, my medication is taken away from me. I will lose it. So I have an appointment on Friday because I have to sign a new pain agreement, and they are going to be doing a new test. So I need to make sure that I'm completely clean. So the last several days I have been in like a constant state of like complete and utter panic, and I don't know where to go and put it, because there is nowhere to go and put it. I have run out of boxes, because I am a type of person that compartmentalizes things, which is basically you take something that you feel and you put it in a box, a compartment, and you stick a lid on it. And you shove it away and you don't deal with it. I've done that since the time that I can remember. And I've done it because of my parents, mainly because of my dad. I was brought up by two narcissistic parents. My dad was worse than my mom. And I was brought up in a family where the best was always expected. And when I'm talking the best, I mean, I am talking the best. If I distinctly remember in the fourth grade, I had a class called, in Hawaii, we have Hawaiiana classes. So basically, the whole class is about Hawaiian history. You learn about, all the Hawaiian culture, Polynesian cultures. So I got a C in that class on my report card for my mid-quarter report card. It was just a mid-quarter. I don't remember what quarter it was because it was so many years ago. I was so freaked out, I threw up. Because I knew when I brought it home, I would get shouted at and lectured till my ears bled. Because that was not good enough. B's were not okay either. It was always A's, A pluses. Those were the only acceptable grades allowed at all. Ever. And the thing is I'm the oldest, so the expectations for me were always higher. My sister, who I always viewed as smarter than me, seemed to always get things handed to her a little easier. So for example, when I graduated from high school, my parents threw a little graduation party for me, and if you remember, I got bullied a lot in school. Hardly anybody showed up to my graduation party. I think I invited a good 150 some odd people. My family obviously came, my aunts and uncles and everything. My good friends came, my best friends came, but I really didn't have a whole lot of people show up. Whereas when my sister, she had her graduation party was way more lavish than mine. But I wasn't there because when I turned 18 and I don't know if you remember this, I got accepted to the Culinary Institute of America, which is the #1 culinary arts school there is in the world. So if you watch the Food Network or the Cooking Channel, a lot of those chefs attended that college. I got accepted to that college because I worked my butt off to get into that college. I took all the classes, I did apprenticeships, I worked for this little restaurant and worked for free. I did all of that stuff. I did all the right things and I got accepted. It was the best thing. It was Christmas, when I got that letter, and they talked to my food service teacher who told my parents that I wasn't ready to go to that school, plus I was a woman. And so my parents decided that because of that fact, and because that they felt that I wasn't smart enough, they didn't want to spend all this money on this prestigious culinary arts school that was in upstate New York. And they wanted me to go to community college. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to community college because the community college that I would have attended is a great community college. It has a great culinary arts program. But I got accepted to this culinary arts school. Okay, so there were all these stumbling blocks that I dealt with throughout my life. And I've dealt with depression through the majority of my life. I've had abusive relationships. I had an abusive boyfriend he emotionally and physically abused me. And then of course you add that with parents who didn't ever think you were good enough. It kind of is this like equation of, or like I guess a ticking time bomb of things that will not end well. So what ended up happening is I finally accepted the fact that I wasn't going to go to that school, the culinary school, and I said, fine, I will go to the culinary school, because my parents wanted me to go to the culinary school here in Hawaii, finish my degree there. When I finished it, if I got the what they deemed appropriate grades, to prove to them that I could then make it, whatever that means, then they would then pay for that particular college. Because it wasn't a cheap school. I think it was, at that time, it was like $40,000, I think, like a year or something like that, to go to that college. And we visited, it was such a huge thing, because my parents we went to New York City and then I think we took a train up to upstate New York and stayed there for a couple of nights just to visit the campus. They took us on a tour of the campus. We saw the whole grounds where the classes were, and like, and the school has a restaurant, and the restaurant would be where the students would, you cook, and then, serve people who would come in. So it was a fully functioning restaurant. And so, you would do wine tasting classes and all of that stuff. And so it didn't happen. So it's like, it was like, you get like this like gorgeous piece of cake, right? And then, oh look, it's so delicious, and you probably, I'm gonna let you have it. And then when it comes time for you to have it, oh, I'm sorry, no, you can't have it. That's what happened to me. That's what I say when I've said life happened. It was because my parents deemed that I was not ready, or smart enough, or woman enough to attend that college. And I don't ever believe that. I've never believed that. I think as a person, I think I'm a pretty smart person, and I think for the most part I can do a lot of things, because like I used to do Selfcare box. I would work with many small businesses and curate and work with them, and ask them to make whatever they wanted, and then put that particular item in the boxes, and then I would do a release, and people would buy them. People ate it all up. And it was because I would only make small batches of them. It would usually be between 6 to 8 boxes at a time. And when I told my dad that was something I was going to do, because this was self-care, this is all about mental health, this is something that I have been passionate about, because people don't understand what it is. And things that were going in the boxes were fun things, silly things, bath bombs, yummy smelling lotions, snacks that people never saw, that they've never known about. I would scour the internet for all of these small businesses and reach out to them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, and I really would like you to be a part of this. Would you want to be a part of it? And I would always pay full price, because I would never ever ask for a discount, because that's not fair. They work hard for their craft. I would never ask for them to give me a discount for it. So I would always pay whatever their retail price is. I was lucky sometimes where some of them would donate or they would give me a discount. But when I told my dad about this idea, he literally laughed at me. He told me, what do you know about business? You know absolutely nothing about business. You didn't go to business school. And what is self-care? What does that even mean? And you don't know how to run a business. Nobody's gonna buy any of these silly boxes. So don't even bother. Don't waste your time. But I didn't listen to him. I did it, and to me, it was a success. It ended up where I had to stop doing it because it was starting to take a toll on me physically, because it was a lot of work. So now I'm trying to do it with the yarn, because I want this to work, because I know what I want it to be. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that even though you have somebody or some people or a group of people who are telling you you can't or you shouldn't or whatever it is, hold on one second. I need to make sure that I turn the rice on. It's a good thing I checked. I didn't turn the rice on. It doesn't matter. Dinner will be ready about the same time as the rice. So anyhow, so even if you have somebody or people telling you you can't, still do it, because you just never know. I know that I'm not necessarily the greatest example of that sometimes, because I do have a lot of self-doubt, because I have problems with imposter syndrome, and along with all of my other mental health problems and then my medical problems, they tend to get in the way of doing the things that I want to, and then if I push myself too hard, I end up paying for it. So we're gonna stop at this right now. So we're gonna see what this is all about, okay? So yesterday I was feeling really, 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 really cruddy, and I needed to do something about it. And I figured, well, we don't really have a lot of cash right now, and so the best way for me to do it was this. So I am going to show you what I did. Okay, 1 second. Let me fix it so that it's not quite sticking up all over the place. Ta-da! I am now a redhead. What do y'all think? I have several bottles of hair color under my sink, because I do sometimes do my own hair color, because sometimes it gets to be a little expensive. My friend does do the more complicated color that I sometimes want to do the designs because I can't do them. But I just wanted to do just one solid color. So yesterday I decided, you know what? I've been feeling really pretty, so I wanted to do something that will make me feel pretty. So this is what I did. So what do you think? I did all of it. I bleached it all by myself, and I had the choice of purple, pink, blue, green, and this red. I had two shades of blue. I had a darker blue and it's called anime. So if you think of any anime, so like Japanese cartoons, it would be that color blue of like a turquoise color. So I asked my son what color I should pick. So he picked red. Like I've told you, all my husband and my two boys, their favorite color is red. So that's what I did.
They're mad. They're toxic. I'm toxic back to them.
It made me feel really good because number one, I did the bleaching all by myself. And then, I rinsed all of it out, let it dry for a little bit. And then I did the color all by myself. And then hopped in the shower and rinsed it all out. And looked at it. And I'm like, dang, I did a really good job. Even I did the back of my head too. So, I am now officially a redhead. So now I just need to get a haircut. So I've got to reach out to my friend and see if I can get my bangs cut and then get a trim and straighten some of these edges out. Maybe cut some of the length. But otherwise, what do you think? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And it really helped me feel better because it was something that was cheap, and yes, it was time consuming. It took me a couple hours to do, but it was cheap and easy for me to do because I've done it so many times. But I really like it. Do you like it? Not that it really matters, because what am I gonna do? It'll eventually wash out. It's semi-permanent. So the colors that I use are vegan. There are no harsh chemicals in them. So this particular color is from the company called Lime Crime. I've purchased from them before. There's another company that I use. It's called Arctic Fox. And it's most of the colors that I use are what's called color depositing conditioners. So they don't like the old days. There's no chemicals in it that'll like fry your hair so that it falls out. So the only part that kind of like maybe fries your hair a little bit is the bleaching. So I try to keep the bleaching to a minimum. So I try to keep the bleaching to just the roots if I have to. If I don't have to, then I'll just leave it, unless it's been a really long time. But that was my self-care yesterday. I am still working on the anxiety because I am still also in a lot of pain, which doesn't help the anxiety, because anxiety also is a physical thing. It affects you mentally and it affects you physically. So like when I have a panic attack, I start sweating. Sometimes I have the shakes. I have an upset stomach. Sometimes I get headaches. I get nauseous. Sometimes I have the shakes. So yeah, it's been a really rough couple of weeks. As you can tell, it looks like I feel a lot better. I do feel better, but I don't feel 100%. I still have a ways to go to feel back to the way I was. And what doesn't help is my bipolar. I do want to talk about bipolar in one of my next self-care Sundays, because I think there is a huge misconception on what bipolar is. And the other thing is I also want to talk about the word triggered or triggering. It just, oh my God, does it drive me nuts when I hear on the news or people use in social media the word triggered or triggering, or and it's used in the totally wrong context. Oh my God, it drives me nuts. So it's
I'll protect you. Where are you?
it's not what one would think. People just say it like, you would say just like some random word. It's not what you think. People who deal with anxiety or PTSD or panic attacks, they know what the word triggered or triggering means. And so I want to also talk about that. So yeah, I have been dealing with, I think part of it is feeling, right now I feel very lost. I feel like I should be, like, I know I've only started this channel just like maybe a month or so ago, but for whatever odd silly reason, I feel like I shouldn't be like here. I should be here, which I know is unrealistic, and it is driving me insane because it's not realistic. And part of it is because I know it's because of my dad, and so I've been very angry lately, and it's been really bothering me because I've been kind of taking it out on my husband, and he's been getting very angry as well. And so amongst other things, and those other things I don't want to talk about. It's something that is something that is just not, it's just not something I want to talk about. Anyhow, yeah. Because I am in this like weird grieving stage with the loss of my father. I know everybody grieves differently when it comes to the loss of somebody that you may or may not have been close with. When I lost my dad, before the last conversation that I had with my father was an argument, and the thing that was odd is that my dad passed away on a Monday, I believe, if I remember correctly, and on the Saturday before, he went to dinner with my mom and another couple. I know them. They're close family friends, and I know their children. I grew up with their children. And then on the Sunday, my younger sister, got into an argument with my dad earlier in the day. And then, because my dad was a very difficult man to get along with, very difficult. And Okay, so just because it was always it's my way or the highway, and I don't like that attitude. You don't, that's not how it should be. Sometimes people have better ideas on how to do things, and you should always be open to those ideas. So anyhow, my sister had an argument with my dad on that Sunday during the day, and then later on that same day, on that Sunday, my mom got into an argument with my dad. Okay, that's how hard my dad is to get along with. Now, at this point, we had already moved out, and my parents still had their house that I grew up in that was empty and was being fixed up for sale. So my mom went to that house to sleep because she didn't want to be around him. And so she went to the house, slept there, and then, sorry about that, slept there, and then left from work from that house. Okay, and she worked her full day of work, and my dad had Parkinson's, and she came home, and he, with Parkinson's, there's all kinds of physical issues, along with many other things. I don't know all the ins and outs of Parkinson's because I don't have Parkinson's, so I don't want to misspeak for anybody who does have Parkinson's. But I know that my mom said that he would fall a lot, and so he was on the floor in the middle of their living room, in between his recliner and their sofa. Okay, and she said all she could see was his feet, and so she thought he had fallen. And so she said out loud, "Do you need help getting up?" Okay, and he didn't respond, and so she thought he didn't hear her, or he was just ignoring her, because he does that. That's what he does. He does the silent treatment. And
Spray. I missed you.
so she asked again, "Do you need help getting up?" Still no answer. Well, it turned out he had passed away in between. So my sister said she saw him, because she has like one of those ring doorknobs or doorbells or whatever. They live in a house where she lives upstairs and then they live downstairs. So her front door faces the garden. So she said that she saw him outside, like watering the plants and stuff. And so after that, she hadn't seen him, so she thought that he was just probably in the house doing whatever. And so when my mom came home, he was already gone, and we don't know how long that had been. And I hadn't spoken to my parents at that point from for about 6 weeks, because we had moved out on very bad terms. And so my sister called, and I missed the call, and she said, call me back immediately. And so I'm like, okay, something happened. And I thought it was my grandma, my dad's mom, because at that time she was still alive. She has since passed away. And the thing is 2021 was horrible. I lost my father in April. I then lost my grandma at the beginning of December, and then on Christmas Day I lost my brother-in-law. I have never dealt with so much loss with so many people that were so close to me in my entire life, ever. And so I have been dealing with grief with anger, just like pent up anger, and that's what it has been lately. And
Oh my god, he is an absolute idiot, and he's also blind.
which I guess in part is the reason why I want so much for this I want this channel, I want my shop, all of it to succeed to the point where I can be like, look, I finally did something. I did something, and I did it my way, and I did a good job. And that I can say to my dad that even though I am sick, that I still can do it. And so I am trying my best to network with so many people as I possibly can. And it's hard because I don't know how it really works, because it's hard being here like in this time zone, because the time zone is so far like spread across everywhere. So I'm trying to network with people to get my name out there, to get to know people, so that I can grow my subscribers and succeed in the best way that I can. And then the other thing is that I wanted to be able to then say to myself that I did this my way. And as silly as it sounds, I want to be able to tell my dad, I told you so, that I can do it, that I don't have to have an MBA to do it, that I can sell and put together some awesome mystery boxes and do some awesome resin art for people that they love so much that they want to buy so much of it and buy so many boxes that I can't keep up, because that's what I want. I want it to be so successful that I need to hire somebody to pay to make them and be like the best. So anyway, I'm planning on trying to work out a way to do a couple of lives here soon. There's a couple of other yarnies that out there that I might want to do lives with. If you know of anybody who might want to do a live with me, because I don't know if I can do it by myself. If I can have somebody that, you know, like I can talk with, and then we can do like maybe little giveaways or whatever it is. Like maybe do like small little giveaways in it, not like these massive giveaways, but to be able to do that, and so that I can continue to grow. That's what I really would like to do. So anyway, all right. So now we're going to talk about that special thing. So if you are still here, you get to participate. Now, this is how we're going to do it. So first off, I'm going to show you what it is. Okay. I picked this up because there was a sale. It's a furl streamline. I'll open it up so you can see it. It's a cookies and cream one. So it's their resin hook. It's really gorgeous. And it is, I believe it's a K. Yep, it's a K hook. You can't really see it because it's white, but it is a K hook. So it's a 6.5 millimeter. So this is basically, it's a giveaway. So if you're still here, yeah, you can participate. Okay? So it's brand new, hasn't been used, and I'm giving it away to those of you who decide to stick around. So there's a little business card. So you'll get the hook. I'll include the little business card. And then I'm also going to include a mystery resin piece. It's going to be a tray that you have not seen me make before. So those are the 2 items that you will get. So what you will need to do is, in order to participate, number 1, you need to be a subscriber, and I believe it's like an active, or I'm not sure, it's like where I can see that you are a subscriber. Number 2, you need to like this video. Number 3, you need to have watched all of it, because in order to see the whole thing, you will have to, in order to enter it, you would have had to watch the whole thing, because you need to know that I purchased this with my own money. This is not sponsored by Furls. It's not sponsored by anybody or YouTube or anything else. The resin tray, it will be handmade by me, and it's a mystery resin item using my favorite resin, Padua resin. That is also not sponsored by them. It is something that will be made by me. The resin is purchased by me. So you must be 18 years or older in order to participate. And unfortunately, I will have to limit the entries to those who are living in the United States or Canada. Any duties or import taxes or anything are something that you, if you are living in a country or in Canada that has that, I don't know if you do, you will have to take care of that. I will not pay for that, but I will pay for the shipping. And then the other thing is you will have to use a specific word in the comment in order to enter. So you will need to use the phrase self-care in your comment. I don't care how you use it. It just needs to be in there. Self-care. And make sure you spell it right, because if you don't spell it right, the YouTube picker will not pick up your entry, and it's 1 entry per person. And I am going to run the contest from today, which is 8:31, until let's see, we're gonna run it until September 10th. Actually, no, I take that back. Let's do it. It will be, let's run it until my birthday, September 13th. And then you can receive something on my birthday from me to you. And then I will, you will have 5 days to reach out to me with your information via my email. 5 days. So I will draw on the 13th. So you will have 5 days after that to reach out to me with your information. If you do not, I will pick a new winner. And when I do the drawing of the winner, it will be done via video, just like everybody else does. And also, please be careful. I know from what I've been hearing, there have been bots and spammers out there that will say, oh, you've won, etc., etc. That's not me. I will not comment on anything on this particular video. You will know that your entry has been counted if I heart your comment. If it has not, then there's something wrong with it. And you need to do what you need to do. You need to figure out whatever it is to fix it. Okay? So, I hope and I know this video has been a long one, but I wanted to sneak this little giveaway in there for you. So again, you will get this Furls cookies and cream hook, plus a mystery resin tray from me. Again, not sponsored by anybody. Everything has been purchased and made by me, and it's not sponsored by YouTube. You must be 18 and use the word self-care in your comment. And again, you have 5 days to reach out to me. And once I do the video picking the winner, which will be September 13. So yep, that's it. I hope this has helped you. It has been cathartic for me to talk about this. So I need to go because I need to feed the kids. Dinner is ready. We are having delicious beef stew with rice, homemade in the Instant Pot. I'm a wonderful cook. I'm thinking about adding maybe a little cooking segment too. I don't know what you guys think about that. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see me cook some fun things. And then yeah.
What did they do? Oh my goodness.
That's about it. So let's see. Tomorrow's Thursday. Not sure what we're gonna do, but I think maybe I'm going to try to finish up my bag the boho bag that I've been working on, and I'll show you the finished item. So thank you to all of you who have been here from the beginning and have stuck around. And thank you to those of you who keep coming back and watching my crazy videos. And thank you for all of the new subscribers. If you also stuck through this long video, I appreciate it. And if you're interested in my mystery boxes, please check them out. There is a link in my description box on how to get access to it and purchase, because I am itching to sell all of them. So please make my dreams come true and buy all of them. They make great gifts because I make some pretty flippin' awesome mystery boxes, or so I've been told. So anyhow, mahalo from me to you. Until next time, I will talk to you again. Bye.